In beautiful North Yorkshire, in the pretty town of Kirby Moorside, lives auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
110, commission's out, 110 in the room.
Here he runs his auction house.
I am selling at £1,800.
With his devoted team of valuers.
Wow, this is amazing.
Auction clerks.
The electric shock machine. A few of my staff could do with this.
And removal men.
It suits you, that, you know.
Do you think?
Together they help people up and down the country clear their cluttered homes.
Oh my goodness, did all that come out of my house?
Yes.
Using his years of knowledge,
That's probably one of the most valuable 50p's there is.
Angus finds gems,
This is a fantastic collection.
heirlooms,
Look at that. I think that's one of the best things on the job, that.
treasures,
That takes me back to being a 12-year-old boy, that does.
and the weird and wonderful,
We like horses, don't we? Wow. OK.
which he brings back to the auction house
It's the best silver in the world, isn't it? Yorkshire silver.
to put under his gavel,
65, 75, 85, 90, is it?
making them a tidy,
1,200, 1,300, 1,400 pounds.
little
£20,800.
sum.
I think I need a light done.
It's a bit of a drive, about 4 hours.
Yeah, it'll be about that, I guess.
Angus is heading out on a job today and he's bringing specialist valuer Nick along with him. They've a 220-mile trip to one of England's most famous cities.
I mean, obviously, I'm an ex-Oxford University student.
Of course, I hadn't heard that.
No, I left school at 16.
News to me.
Oxford will be lucky to have you, Angus. They'll be meeting Carol and Keith.
Me and Keith met on internet dating, and it's been coming up for 17 years that we met.
We go out quite regular, don't we, and go downtown quite often.
Do a date night, as they call it, don't it? These youngins call it a date night.
They both work for the NHS, which, you know, from my own experience, I know how stressful that can be with
Yeah,
my wife. She's been in it a long time.
very stressful.
Keith, who manages the maintenance of hospital buildings, joined the NHS 6 months ago. But Carol, a patient coordinator, has been there 24 years and worked through the pandemic as a key worker.
It was quite stressful the last couple of years. A bit scary. Everybody walking about in full PPE.
After serving the British public through a trying few years,
Good girl.
the pair want to devote some time to themselves.
I'm figuring that we're not getting any younger, and we'd rather retire while we're both still young enough to do things and fit and healthy.
So next year,
Hopefully get some travelling in.
yep, lots of it.
So we've got a friend over in America who's keen for us to go over there. We're hoping to have a travel pot for when we properly retire.
With hopes of spending their retirement jet-setting around the globe, the couple are hoping to raise as much cash as they can. And they've got a collection of stuff they're hoping might be worth a pretty penny.
Well, here we are. That wasn't a bad drive, was it?
No, that was okay.
Morning.
Morning.
All right.
Must be Carol and Keith, is it?
It is, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I've got Nick with me today.
Hi, Nick. Do you want to come in?
Love to. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Take a seat.
So, I'm looking forward to this new chapter in your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what sort of items is it? Bits you've accumulated over the years?
We've got a massive coin collection, some old banknotes.
Brilliant. Well, Nick, do you want to have a look at the bits in here, and shall we take a look at the rest of the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thank
Okay.
you.
First up on the tour is Keith's coins.
OK, yeah, all the sort of different currency
Yeah.
sets. Wonderful.
I was quite interested in history, and the first collection that I started collecting was Kings and Queens of England. And that was kind of what got me interested. I collected them for about 10, 15 years, but I've never really displayed them or anything.
Certainly, these sort of sets, you know, there's a good collector's market out there. Look forward to going through that.
Well, there's quite a few to go through.
Yes, 200 to be exact. Think you can beat a haul of coins, Nick?
Oh, this is an interesting little find. I just pulled it out because I just noticed a Blackadder book. All the scripts for all 4 series and the specials.
OK, he hasn't quite struck gold, but it's a special book that once belonged to Keith's father, Wilf.
Now this, it's personalised, so it's to Wilf. Good wishes, Rowan Atkinson.
Wilf was a chief flag marshal for Formula One. He met Rowan Atkinson at a classic car event 25 years ago and asked for a signature.
Blackadder was totally my generation. I remember when the first series came out, it was back in about 1983, thereabouts. And it's just an absolutely iconic series. A book like this is going to appeal to autograph hunters and so on, but mainly it's going to be fans of the show. So that's a really nice little interesting book.
Meanwhile, Angus has been left alone with all of Keith's money.
You know, there's a lot of people that collect banknotes, and earlier the better. The more obscure the better. When you got the first banknotes, they still had to be issued by the cashier to the person that the money was going to, handwritten, so slightly more of a cheque. You would take that, you would cash it in, and they would give you gold, silver in return. Later on in the 18th century, we saw that transition away from using gold and silver as the main currency into banknotes. I mean, when you look at this white £5 note, in 1950, it was issued. In today's money, that's probably just over £200. So that was a lot of value to be walking around in your pocket.
And this old fiver could fetch around £50 come auction day. But it's just one of 150 more notes Keith has collected over the years.
When I've travelled around Europe, I've always kept like a denomination of whatever the note is in that country. And some of them I've bought. I'd be quite happy for them to take it away because I don't use it.
I know you'll be sad.
I will be in a way, yeah.
You know what? It's quite an interesting job. There's not a lot.
Don't want to drop this.
There's some good coins there. There's potentially some good banknotes as well. So, yeah, I think overall there's probably going to be quite a bit of value then. And once we get into it, you know, there might be a few surprises.
And talking of surprises, Angus.
If Angus is interested, I've got a motorbike in the garage that I've had for quite a few years now, probably about 20 years at least, but I haven't used it for many years.
I think it's dangerous and I don't think you should be riding motorbikes.
I'm getting too old.
Yeah.
So, this is it then, Angus?
Wonderful. I mean, it runs all right, does it? What? I should have brought my helmet. You drive the van back, Nick. I'll...
Probably just as well you didn't, Angus. Be honest.
It's a while since I've been on a bike. Right, we'll get it loaded up.
OK, I'll leave you to it.
Thanks.
All right.
Well, that's the find of the day, you know. I didn't think we'd be going home with a motorbike.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a Honda CBR 600F sports bike made in 1978.
People like them for track days and that sort of thing. So there should be a reasonable amount of interest in it.
OK, you got it. More.
And we've got to get a good price for it. You know, it's his pride and joy at the end of the day.
Just as well they make these lightweight, isn't it?
I'll be sad in the way to see the bike go. Still a good bike. Still goes well.
You're not keeping it?
No.
With the bike on board, the lads spend a frantic 2 hours loading up the rest of Keith and Carol's collectibles.
We're running out of time, really, aren't we? So...
A little bit, yeah.
Until the day is done.
Oh, some classics in here.
Well, almost.
A lot of this covers the 90s, and do you know what? The 90s was a massive music revolution, really. Out of Germany, with the fall of the Berlin Wall, you had this techno scene coming across. But it was in the late 80s, early 90s that we saw the rave scene explode in Britain. And, you know, it's a real freedom of expression moment, and I think each generation has something like that.
It was given to me from a mate, and he said you either take none of them or you take all of them. So I took the lot, and we've kept the ones that we want.
There's like over 100 that need to go.
And there's a few interesting bits. We've got some promo copies, sort of bootleg copies, that sort of thing. So there's a bit of all sorts in there. And, you know, for certain people, this is going to be quite an interesting lot.
Let's hope there's still some die-hard ravers among the Yorkshire folk. The job is about done, and it's almost time to make tracks back to Yorkshire.
Got the bike in OK then? It may as well go.
I think that's probably the bit you're most sad to see go.
It is, to be quite honest, yeah.
A few fond memories.
But hey, you know, life goes on, doesn't it? Thank you for your help.
Thank you
You're very
for this.
welcome.
Yeah.
See you on auction day.
All right, thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks.
Bye.
It's gone all right, actually. I mean, Keith and Carol have been great today, and they're about to embark on quite an exciting part of their life, you know, retirement. And they've got a lot of plans and things they want to do, so hopefully we can raise as much money as possible to help those plans. The pressure's on, though, really, because I've got to sell that motorbike, otherwise Carol will be after me.
Hello, Mark.
Now, Nick, how's things?
All right.
Good.
Back at the auction house, specialist cataloguer and valuer Mark is on hand to pitch in with the unload.
You know how you like surprises?
I do like surprises.
I'll give you a clue. It's got 2 wheels and an engine.
Come on, Nick, make it difficult.
Oh, 600F. Wow.
I mean, Honda, I mean, they're really reliable.
Some weight on it, Nick, isn't there?
I know. Maybe get someone else, because I'm going to fall in a sec.
You need help, chaps? Someone strapping, young, maybe a ginger beard?
Hi, Jack.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we need a
please,
bit of muscle.
Right, delicate operation needed. A fancy? All right, yes. Thanks, Jack.
No worries.
Over the next 4 weeks, Rydale's team of experts prep all the items for auction. Angus is looking at Keith's banknotes, and this lot contains 15 of them, from £1 notes running right up to a 50.
This particular lot is all Bank of England notes, and they're from various ages, all Elizabeth II's. What makes them worth more to a collector's point of view? It could be the serial number, it could be the condition, it could be the rarity. Obviously, a lot of £50 notes would have been banked, and this is why you see less of them than coins, for example, because it's not the end of the world to put a 50p piece away. We're not going to miss that so much, but we would miss £50, wouldn't we?
And this particular £50 note hasn't been in circulation since 1994.
And every banknote had a historical figure on the back, you know, somebody very important, and they're really a snapshot of history. I think it's a lovely collection, and I'm really hopeful these will sell well.
Meanwhile, Nick and senior valuer Chris are checking out those 90s vinyl records. And it turns out they're more than just your average dance tracks.
A lot of this stuff was made for clubs. It wasn't really commercial, it wasn't very retail.
Promotional, they were just for DJs.
Well, that's it, the DMC, they produced direct to DJs for exactly that reason.
Service, wasn't it?
That's right. Back when we're talking like late 80s, early 90s, all this kind of stuff really had gone out of fashion in terms of, you know, taking it home and playing it on your own turntables, because everybody was having CDs, but they were still making vinyl for DJs and clubs because, of course, they'd need it for all the turntables and the mixing and things like that. There's a lot to be said about good vinyl. I love it. So there's plus 100 in there, so I think I've put them in at 80 to 120.
Instant retro collection, dance retro collection.
Well, that's a great start pack if somebody's into that.
Oh, look, this way.
After making the 4-hour trip up from Oxford, Keith and Carol have arrived in Kirby Moorside.
Look at this. All the £1.
Yeah.
So how would you feel with them being there now?
Well, I just think that they'd be nice to go to someone who appreciates them.
More room in the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Towards our holiday fund.
Yes, the pain of seeing their 32 lots of things go might be softened by the fact any money made today will be put towards a holiday of a lifetime. Mind you, not everything will be missed.
The last time you rode your bike,
Yeah.
you fell off it.
Well, only slowly.
It doesn't matter. A&E, 7 hours. But that's the last time you went on the bike, and that's the last time you ever get in on it again.
Proper, yeah.
No, no more. That's it.
Don't think you're going to win this one, Keith.
Morning.
Hello, Angus.
How are you doing? You all right?
Yes, are you?
Yeah, good.
It's got to go, Angus.
It's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do our best. I think
fine.
a few people looked at it, so I think we'll go okay, yeah. I'll see you when I'm up on the
Okay,
roster.
All right,
lovely.
brilliant.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
See you later.
Keith and Carol have got some interesting bits today. We've got the banknote collection, and we've had quite a bit of pre-sale interest, so I'm quietly optimistic for those. And of course, we've got the motorbike.
Looks better than it did in the garage.
Yeah, bye.
Carol does not want that to be going home, but you know, it is his pride and joy, and we've set a £1,000 reserve on it. So if we don't get that sort of figure, then you know we won't let it go. But hopefully we'll hit that reserve price, and Keith and Carol will both be happy.
Well, it won't be too long till we find out. The bitter winter weather has kept many of the punters at home today, but the ones checking in online will be monitored by Jasper and Jack, and anyone phoning in their bids will be looked after by Joe. Sam will be portering, and if Angus can just sort himself out...
Wardrobe malfunction, there we go. Right, happy?
The auction can begin. Kicking things off is Keith's coin collection. The first lot contains 26 of them, all depicting kings and queens of England.
We're at 150, 180, 200,
Oh,
210,
nice.
220,
Wow.
220, 230, 230, 240.
Oh, wow.
240 and bid at 240 it is, then at 250, 260, 270, 270 it is, then at 270. It's between the two computers at 270, 280. At £280 it is, then 290, 300, 300 a bid. On it, 320, 340. It's a good set this, don't mistake it, the gavel is up.
A smashing start.
I mean, I must have had them for about 20 years now, at least.
A large collection of DMC and DJ-only vinyl mixes. So your sort of raving days behind you, are they?
Well, not completely.
That's the spirit, Keith.
£50 opening bid at 50. 50 it is, then at 50. You could open your own nightclub of these, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That's £60 it is, then at 60. For all you budding DJs out there, we all done at 60, it's £60.
These records have found some new decks to spin on in Cambridgeshire.
You got all these for nothing, didn't you? You have to pick them all
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Now for the item Carol refuses to take back to Oxford. And Keith isn't letting go for less than £1,000.
Got an opening bid, 600 straight in on sale, ribbon 600, 2640, 660, 680, 700, 740, 60, 80, 800. 800 it is, 820, 840, 860, 860, 880, 900. At 900, are you sure you want to sell this? I thought you...
It's going, Angus.
The wife says it's got to go.
It's got to go.
At £900, 920, thank you. 920 it's at, 940, 960 on the phone.
Home bid.
Oh, wow. We're waiting.
At 940, then at 940, surely one more bid anywhere, is it now? Are we all done then? At 940.
At £60 short of its reserve, the bike doesn't sell. But don't worry, Carol. It'll be given another chance for a new home in a later auction.
That's a shame.
Now, Angus has a cunning plan to get this auction back on track. It's Keith's dad's Blackadder book.
I've got 25, 28, 30, £30 a bit at 30.
That's good.
At £30, 32, 5, 8, 40.
it's
£40 it is, then at £40 at 40. 5, fresh bid, thank you. 40, 50, just in time, thank you at 50. 5, 5, 5, might as well go 60. At 55.
Yeah, go 60.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate present for a Blackadder fan. At 55 it is, then at 55, Gavel's up at 60, thank you. 60 a bit.
wow.
£60 a
That's
bit
good.
at 60 it is, then at £60 at 60. All done selling at £60.
Not bad.
He did say it was quite rare, didn't he?
And over the next 15 minutes,
That's some interest in these lots coming up now, isn't there?
Angus flies through 26 more of Keith and Carol's lots, including a 20th century oak-cased wall clock,
At 15.
a selection of 4 banknotes, including a Northern Irish £10 note,
50 at £50.
and a set of commemorative Queen Mother coins,
Gavel is up. Last call at 150.
Absolutely perfect.
before moving on to the final 2 lots of the day. And first up is Keith's 1950 white fiver.
Where's your beef that? That's a nice one, isn't it there? £40 at 40, 42. £42 a bit at 42.
All right,
5 anywhere, is it
more
now?
than I paid
At
for it.
45 is it now?
Yeah.
45, 48. Looking for 50. Somebody rounded up to 50 for me. 50, 55. Thank you. 55 it is then. At 55 then, we're all done for the 5 at 55. 60 came in before the gavel hit the deck. At £60, you came in by the skin of your teeth. At 60, we won't miss out. At £60.
Yeah, I'm glad he did that.
Reaching over 12 times its face value, it's a great result. And now for the final lot. It's the selection of 15 Bank of England notes, including the £50 note that's been out of circulation since 1994.
60, 85, 100, 160, 170, 180,
excellent.
£180 I'm at now, 180, 190, 200.
Oh,
At
yeah.
£200 it instead of £200 at 200, at £200 at 200 I'm trying, at £200 at 200, at £200 at 200. We're all done at 200. Thank you.
That's good.
It's a success.
Go on then.
Bye.
So with nearly all of their items flying off to new homes, have Keith and Carol's Collectibles brought in enough cash to fund their grand adventures around the globe?
How was that for you?
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah.
been brilliant.
Yeah, it's been entertaining.
So you're wanting to go on holiday, aren't you?
Yeah,
America first.
Well, I suppose you'd like to know how much you're taking home.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be taking home £1,876.
That's good. Thank you.
Oh,
That's brilliant,
happy
isn't
with
it?
that.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets our tickets. Your coins and pictures.
That's the other one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Angus on the rostrum.
He is funny.
He is.
Angus is such a funny man. It's been lovely. Cold, but nice.
Yeah, these are all ours. We were quite surprised about some of the prices. Some of them were better than we expected.
That's another one out of the way.
Yeah. We really enjoyed ourselves, actually.
Yeah.
You know, the coins sold really well, so the overall result's been pretty good. And do you know what? I think that they've really enjoyed it. It's been a good trip away from.
Here in the UK, 4 in 5 of us have owned a collection at some point in our lives.
Oh, is this the Bezic coming out now?
Could be.
Yeah, that's Bezic.
Some kept and cherished for decades. But when the time comes to part with them, Angus is on hand to take them in and find them new homes.
Nice set, is that? Good set?
Today, he's going on one such mission and needs toy and model specialist Nick's help.
Hey, Nick. How's the cataloguing going for the collectors?
Yeah, it's good as coming on.
So you'd be delighted to know if you had a huge job of models coming in, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. You're right up my street. Yeah.
We've got a long drive ahead of us, but I think it'll be worthwhile.
If a job gets Nick excited, I, for one, want to know what it's about.
I mean, it's a bit of a long drive, pushing 6 hours, I think.
Angus and Nick have got an epic 300-mile trip to Lower Kingswood, a small village nestled in the southeastern county of Surrey.
Always find it a little stressful going down there. You know, we're not used to multi-lane things and...
I believe they're called motorways, Angus. They're off to meet Stephen and his good friend Tracy.
It's going to be 10 years at least, and it's never been out of the box.
Stephen has worked in construction for over 30 years, a career which ignited an interest in certain replicas.
Never been out, never been opened. I have a large collection of cranes. It started off as tower cranes, which is what I used to operate and work on.
But once Stephen had one, he had to have them all.
And then it moved on to mobile cranes, crawler cranes, basically anything that had cranes involved. Of how many, I couldn't tell you. It's grown out of hand.
And now his machinery mementos are taking up valuable space in his home, and the loft is fit to burst.
To be honest, I don't know how many cranes I have got. I don't know, it's embarrassing. There's that many up there, I don't actually know how many.
It's crazy.
It sounds a quality job. It's a big toy collection, big sort of construction models.
And when you talk about toys, you talk about construction models, they're not toys. They're not toys.
No, sorry, they're models.
They're scale replicas.
OK, Nick, calm down. In fact, there are more collections of things here that might be considered toys, and they are a hobby Stephen shared with his son.
There's a Warhammer collection. There's a collection of Lego Technics. That was a connection between me and my son. We would build it together. It would be empty the bags out on the kitchen table, and no one ate at the dinner table until it was built. It was good. It was good times.
But now Stephen's son has grown up and flown the nest. It's time to let all these things go.
Hopefully, Angus will be able to get that back room empty and it can be converted back into a bedroom, and also get as much cleared out of the loft as possible.
This is us. Ring, bell, pull. Well. Morning. It's
You all right?
Stephen and Tracy, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah. I brought Nick with me today.
Morning, Nick. All right.
Wonderful.
Come through?
Thank you very much.
Please, come in.
Sam, is this room number 1 then?
This is the overspill. Yeah, this is only a sample.
Okay.
There's quite a bit more in there. You got the Warhammer in the display cabinets, Lego up there in the cupboard.
I mean, you must put a lot of time and effort into sort of constructing it all.
Yes, but it was more something that me and my son could both do. It was a mutual hobby.
My personal opinion is it's better than playing video games all the time. It's, you know, you're making something and you've got something to show for it.
I mean, will you be sort of sad to see that go? Or?
Yeah, there's memories there, but it's tucked away in the corner of a room. It's not fair. It's time for someone else to use it, I think.
But it's the model cranes that excite Nick, some of which are exact replicas of those Stephen worked on during his career.
Out of this lot here, I mean, what were you actually working with?
Well, the mobile cranes, the tower cranes, we would have used them every weekend. Some of the places you go to and some of the sites you can see, because you've got a bird's eye view of everything.
Yeah.
You know, we watched the London Eye being stood up. I've been in Buckingham Palace.
Wow.
Looking down from a crane and a gallery when she built a gallery.
Brilliant. And you say there's a lot more than this?
Yeah, especially the die cast. I think there's another 10 boxes like this up in the loft.
Brilliant. Right. I'll tell you what, Nick, do you want to start going through all this and I'll go stick my head up in the loft?
Yeah, I bet I had, actually.
Yeah.
Walk this way.
There is some serious stuff up here. This is more than your average sort of thing. This is good quality stuff. Do you know what? I've got a reasonable knowledge about it, but as a business, we have to have specialists across the board, and that's why I brought Nick with me today, because this is his department. He'll be cataloguing it all. He'll be doing all the work when we get back. Yeah, this is a good job. I'm quite excited about this. So I want to send Nick up here. And to be fair, it's about time I wasn't crawling around in lofts.
Being the boss must have some advantages.
Nick.
Yes, how did it go?
Well, you're going to love up there. Yeah, definitely today's your day. I think you're in charge, Nick.
Leaving Nick to cast his expert eye over all these crane replicas, Angus checks out the collections Stephen enjoyed with his son downstairs.
This, for me, is a trip down memory lane, because when I was a young lad, this was massive.
There's a Warhammer collection. Me and me son would build them, and then once a week I'd take him to a local Warhammer store and he would have battles with other kids his age. It was a really good atmosphere.
It's all under the banner of Games Workshop. The company was founded in 1975 and it started off as a mail order business for fantasy role-playing games, sort of tabletop role-playing games. And then they started opening stores, they would have gaming sessions there, and some people would just do the modelling side of it. And you know what? There's a real skill to it. You would get the models and you'd have to glue them, fix them together, make them. You can't just buy a painted army. You'd have to paint it yourself. But I mean, these have been really well painted. So, a phenomenal thing, and you know, still hugely popular this day.
A strong start then. Stephen's collection of Warhammer figures will make up 7 lots on auction day.
So literally every box is a revelation.
Meanwhile, up in the loft,
This is a 50th scale model of one of the world's largest crawler cranes. It's a Terex D-Mag. It's an award-winning model. It won at the Nuremberg Toy Fair back in 2004 for innovation. But in here, it's just packed with high-quality metal castings, a little bit of plastic in there, but really known for its quality, and it just built up into an absolutely immense model. I'm not surprised it's not on display. There's kind of limited on where you can put it, really, unless you've got a lot of space to display it. It doesn't come pre-built. When it's assembled, it stands over 1 metre tall. It actually works like the real thing, scaled-down version, so you can actually lift things with it if you wanted to, but and it's huge, and it weighs about 20 kilos, so I'm not even going to try and get it out of the box in here. I mean, it's very heavy. So a model like this is quite a specialist market, and mostly I suspect it's probably people like Stephen who've actually worked with machinery like this. A lot of money in that. One box, a lot of money in that. So I'm really pleased we found that. Beautiful.
That'll do nicely. And there's tons here.
They're all 50th and 1/48th scale. Kind of thankfully, actually, because they're the big ones and they'll be worth more money.
Jackpot. All these replica models will be researched more thoroughly back at the auction house.
I mean, this is a great job, but actually, logistically, we're going to have to work a bit today. There's a lot of stuff in that loft to get down and packed into the van, and some of those models are really heavy and quite delicate, so we've got to be careful. Yeah, it's going to be full on, but I'm quite excited.
There really isn't another moment to lose then. It's time to face the music.
It's okay, there's going to be a fair bit to come out, Nick, is there?
Yeah, there is a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Quite heavy.
Yep.
OK, another one coming.
How many boxes do you reckon there is?
Left?
Yeah.
12, 13 boxes, and then we've got a load that aren't in boxes.
Right. Could do with a crane, couldn't we?
Yeah, there is more than I was expecting.
But, I mean, just think of the fringe benefits of working for me, Nick. You never have to go to the gym, do you?
Well, that is very true, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
People don't appreciate that, you know.
Stephen wanted as much of the loft cleared as possible. But it's not just extra floor space he's after. He's got some ideas for the cash raised too.
If I make any money, if anything sells, is it going to be a holiday to Southend, or is it going to be a trip of a lifetime to Australia? I don't know. It all depends on how well the sale goes.
No pressure then. How we getting on there, boys?
Do you know what? These are heavy, these boxes.
Sorry I asked. Over the next 45 minutes, the lads go all out, loading up over 200 models, 120 Warhammer figures, and various other toys and collectibles. And as for the loft and the spare bedroom, well, Stephen has got what he wished for.
I thought we'd just show you on the van before we drive off.
Wow.
You've done well. You've done well. Surprised at how much you took, and pleased, definitely pleased. You've gone over and above.
Brilliant. Well, we'll get shut up and we'll hit the road and we'll see you on sale day.
Okay.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Done well, didn't they?
Does it feel weird seeing it empty?
Yeah, the last time it was this empty was when I decorated it. There we go. Turn it back into a room and not a storage area.
Yeah.
Stephen's bought quality models. Some unusual stuff that we don't see every day. So, you know, this is a good job and there's a lot of it. It's going to attract the collectors. But there's an awful lot of work to do when we get back to the sale room. All these bits have got to be unpacked, catalogued, photographed. That all takes time. It's fairly full on, this job, you know. Oh, Jack, you're going to like this.
As a Warhammer fan, Valuer Jack should enjoy researching a big part of Stephen's collection before auction day.
We've got a huge army. Yeah, come on.
Excellent.
Look at this for a big Games Workshop model.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's just one of many. Nick's very excited, and I know you're now excited. We do actually... It's about cataloguing them and getting them in the sale, not playing, OK?
These are amazing figures. I mean, these are some of the sort of harder figures to find.
Yeah. So I'll just unload the van, shall I?
Yeah.
Yeah, OK.
The auction house staff have just 5 weeks to lot up over 300 of Stephen's items, so it's no wonder there's not a slacker in sight around here. And Angus is no exception.
We brought back a lot of Lego techniques from Stephen, and, you know, Lego is iconic. It's a classic, and it was actually founded in 1932, Danish company, and Lego is a play on two Danish words, leg and got, which means play well. And you can see where that comes from. And it was in 1949 that the first Lego brick was developed, and it grew from there, and in 1977 we saw the Lego Technics range. Now, it was more advanced, still for children, but of course we know us adults like to do it as well. In fact, Lego, the largest manufacturer apparently of tyres in the world, because there's so many Lego kits with tyres in. We're going to put all Stevens together as sort of one lot, of 1 to 200, but you know, there's a lot of interest in Lego and it'll sell well.
And a big lot it will be too, as Stephen has 5 boxes of the stuff here. As the auction house's die-cast model expert, Nick is in charge of cataloguing the ones they took from Stephen's loft. All 200 of them. Nick must be in heaven.
Construction models, you don't see them very often. Really, the only reason these exist is because the plant manufacturers basically make promotional models, and they'll mostly go around to potential customers, construction companies. But the replica manufacturers obviously realise that there is quite a strong collector's market for these models. So they are on general release, but they're a bit harder to get hold of. I mean, you won't find many shops stocking models like this. You'll have to order them specialist online sites and so on. But there is some assembly required. And, you know, you'll get an instruction booklet and a DVD, because it's quite an involved process. So they're absolutely stunning models. They're really, really well made. Hopefully there'll be some good bidding. We'll get some good prices on the day.
So not just your run-of-the-mill models then. These will make up 100 lots on sale day. Let's hope there'll be bidders far and wide battling it out for these rare beauties. Stephen and Tracy have made the 5-hour journey up to Yorkshire for the big day.
Morning, you're all right?
Morning, Angus, you
yeah.
okay?
Welcome
Good
to
morning.
the slightly chilly north. Good trip up.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plenty of coffee on the way.
It's been a lot of internet activity and plenty of people looking, so yeah, hopefully we'll have some good results. There's a lot in.
Clearing it from the house was a big bonus.
Yeah.
This is now an extra bonus.
Yeah.
So no, it's all positive.
We're all set out upstairs, so yeah, come on in and have a look and keep warm.
Okay.
Stephen's got 144 lots up for auction today,
After you.
and it's his last chance to admire them before they're all, hopefully, snapped up by new owners.
What, and you worked on this specific one?
I would have done, yeah, driven it. Yeah. Very surprising to see it all spread out, how much is here. No, it's good, it's good. It's the next stage, the last stage, hopefully.
Gets rid of some of it.
Yeah, hopefully all
Or
of
more,
it,
yeah.
all of it.
Yes, let's hope all of your items sell, Stephen, so you can book that holiday of a lifetime.
I'm not worried about the Warhammer. I think that'll sell fine. You know, Stephen's crane collection is huge, and you know, there's some fantastic models in there, but are they a little bit too niche? Hopefully there's a lot of crane enthusiasts out there.
Well, we're about to find out, as the auction is only moments away. Another brisk Yorkshire morning has kept many of the punters at home today. But fear not, specialist sales such as these could see collectors from around the world checking in online. And keeping an eye on those are Emma and Heather, and Sam is back on portering duty.
There we go.
First up, it's the collection of Lego Technics, including these 2 trucks.
It's a good lot, this. 65, 75, 80.
Wow.
£80 is it now? At 75 it is then. At 75, 80, £80 bid. 5, £85, 85, 90, £90 a bid at 90. Looking for 5 now. 95, £100, £100 bid. Thank you. At 100 it is. At 100, 110, 120. 120 it is. 130, 130, 140, 150, 160.
The internet bids are coming in thick and fast for this one.
270,
Wow.
280, 290,
Wow.
300. It's quite popular, Lego. 320, 340,
£300 for that.
£340.
Is he talking pennies or pounds?
Definitely pounds, Stephen.
At 340, gavel is up. At 360, 380, might as well round it up to 4. I'm going to sell at £380.
A timeless classic. The Lego kicks things off very nicely.
You didn't rate that Lego, did you?
No, I really didn't.
And next up, brace yourself, Jack. It's the first lot of Stephen's Warhammer collection, a selection of 11 battle tanks.
We are off. 55, 65, 75, 75 pound at 75, 85, 85 pound, 85, 90, 90 and bid, 95, thank you, 95, 100 is it now? Gonna sell that at 95.
And it doesn't stop there, as over the next 3 minutes, Angus storms through 6 more lots of it, selling to Cambridge,
At 48,
Buxton
65,
and Milton Keynes.
at 90, I'm selling that at 90.
Bringing the total to £428 for the whole of Stephen's Warhammer collection.
Nice.
And now, on to Stephen's construction vehicle replicas. To test the waters, it's one of Stephen's 50th scale mobile cranes. Let's see how this does.
160, opening bid at 160. 170, 180, 190, 200 commissions out. At 200.
It's toys you can buy when you're an adult.
Yeah.
At £200 at 210, fresh bid, 220, 220. Selling at 220.
Okay.
It's a promising start. Over the next 45 minutes, Angus puts another 99 lots of Stephen's construction models under his gavel, including a drawbar semi-low loader,
Then at 60,
a hydraulic excavator,
70.
and a mobile telescopic crane, to name just a few.
And then at 110. Nobody should be going home without a crane today. I'm just putting that out there. You're not allowed to
Got
leave.
enough?
Not us,
Apart
please.
from you.
Before moving on to the main event, it's the 50th scale model of one of the largest cranes in the world. Nick was very excited about it, but let's see if anyone else is.
An overseas interest on this. 300, 320, 340, 360. 380, 380, 400 is it now? At 380 it is, then at 380, at 380, at 380 it is, then 400 fresh bid, at 400, online at 400.
Stephen's huge crane that he's had for nearly 2 decades will be shipped to Ireland.
Right, we're done.
Yep, all
Should we go?
ready? Let's go.
Stephen hoped to use the cash from today's sale for a luxury trip to sunnier climes. But has a 20-year passion paid out enough for him?
You're right, a little bit frozen.
Not too bad. No, not too bad.
How was that for you then?
Good. It was a good surprise. You did
Yeah.
well.
Thank you
You
very
work,
much.
you work here, didn't you?
Amazing how many countries have been in. You had a few that have gone to America, Italy. Italy were online as well. So
Wow.
yeah, it really has gone all over the country and all over the world. So
Yeah, it's amazing.
It works.
well, you'll be taking home £8,196.
No, brilliant. No, brilliant. Thank you very much. I think it's got to be worth a couple of holidays.
Somewhere warmer than Yorkshire.
Yes.
Fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. I thought it was the excitement of the auction. It's my first auction.
Do you know what? I think he's delighted with the results. I think, we achieved his expectations. I think we've made what he thought it was probably worth. So they're going home happy, and it's been a good day, and it's been a really interesting collection to sell.
A few weeks later, Keith decided to lower his reserve price on his motorbike, and it went on to sell for £960 in another auction. And he and Carol have already booked their flights to America. Send us a postcard, guys!